Seth Rollins bears his soul on Ariel Helwani Meets this week. This was easily the best interview that I've ever seen from Seth Rollins. And Ariel Helwani is a champ. Everything that he does is fantastic. They got into a wide variety of different things that it was, Seth was very personable. He opened up a lot. He talked about the fan that jumped the railing and attacked him. They got into what his relationship's like now with the guys from the Shield, both Roman and Mox. And it was in this clip right here where Seth kind of bared his soul a little bit, if you will, and talked about one of his biggest fears is that if he's just not good enough to be better than Roman Reigns, to be the top guy. Check out this clip.
Why in the world does Seth Rollins have a chip on his shoulder?
I just feel like in some ways, I've never gotten my just due. There's always I've never been the guy, I've never been the one on the marquee at WrestleMania. That always just eats at me. It eats at me so much. And so I don't know where that competitive spark comes from, but it drives me insane. And the thing is, if I was that guy, I don't know if it would just go away. I always would find some way to put the chip there. And the biggest thing is maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not as good as I think I am. Maybe there are people out there that draw more money, perform better in the ring, sell more merch, et cetera, than me, and I've got this inflated idea of myself, and that's the fear, right? Is that I'm just dead wrong, and so maybe that's the truth, and maybe that's just how it is. But I can't operate at optimum levels accepting that. So no, I've never ever felt like in my time in WWE that the company was like, yep, he's our guy, put his face on everything.
Do you feel like you're close to that point, close to getting to that point?
I don't know, man. I wonder often if because I live in the Roman era that's just never going to happen.
Again, I got to put over this whole interview. Ariel Helwani, mark my words, I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. You've heard it here first. Ariel Helwani is going to be like our generation's Walter Cronkite. He's going to be the guy that's going to be interviewing all the presidents. He's going to be the guy interviewing the world leaders. He's going to be the guy interviewing the biggest celebrities and all the mega stars. He's going to get all the biggest interviews for the next 50 fucking years. This guy is a beast. He's going to grow out of the sports world. He's going to be the guy. There's nobody on the planet right now that does a more fascinating interview that comes off so effortlessly. It's just a conversation, but he's so good at and people trust him and people are comfortable with him, except for a guy like Dana White. If you've ever seen Dana White rant about Ariel, it's hilarious. But he's so personable that people just open up to him and he gets just fantastic interviews. So just gonna sit here and suck his dick for a little while, so bear with me while I do that. And then Seth Rollins, this motherfucker, I've said this on the pod here too, is that Rollins is not one of my favorite guys at all. To me, he's overrated. I don't quite I respect him. I understand that he is a great worker. I can clearly see that. I have eyes. But his character it's just like sandpaper to me. And not just the current character, that's what he's supposed to do. That's why he dresses ridiculous. No, I mean even in the Shield, even in NXT. And it's funny because I've heard people compare my voice to Seth Rollins' voice, and with the nasal, like this. But Rollins' voice is just abrasive to me at times, which is fine. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But I can still say it's not for me. And just, I don't know, he looks like a greaseball and a scumbag. I know he's not. He's a family man and everything, but he looks like a greaseball and a scumbag. I don't know. He just, like it just, he doesn't work for me. So I've never been the biggest fan of Seth, but my God, in this interview, did he just open up and just bare his soul right from the very beginning. It didn't take pulling teeth or anything. Ariel already has the rapport with Seth from previous interviews, at least one previous interview, I believe. But they just get right into it and they dive deep and they cut deep. And Rollins doesn't like hold back, like when he came out and he said that he doesn't feel like he's good enough, that's his biggest fear. That hit me hard in the gut. Because the fact of the matter is that Seth Rollins is not going to ever be the top guy under Roman Reigns. This is the Roman Reigns era, and that made me feel bad for Seth. That hurt my heart a little bit. I don't know about you guys. Like, that broke my heart a little. Like, you poor fucker. Because he knows it. In his heart of hearts, he knows it. And that's why that's, like, his biggest fear. And that's why he said, I don't know, man. I don't think, as long as Roman's around, I'm not going to be that guy. He compared himself to Randy Savage under Hogan or fucking Edge under Cena. Like, you're never going to be the guy. You're going to be, like, B. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to headline the B-Town shows or be main eventing with a guy, but you're never going to be, top guy. Which leads me to something I just want to throw out there real quick before I wrap up this segment. Just a theory of mine, but looking in the hourglass, do we see a possible Seth Rollins to AEW confirmed? Tyler Black to AEW confirmed? Do we have that in our future? Because look, he's friends with Mox. Tyler Black to AEW confirmed in the future, right? He's friends with Mox. Hear me out, fuckers. He's friends with Mox, close friends, right? Personal friends. He's got, I'm sure, other friends that are there too. And quite frankly, like, they could use him in that CM Punk spot. If they do decide to part ways with CM Punk, they should. If they can get Seth, they should. Otherwise, I think you try to make it work with Punk. But imagine Seth Rollins comes in with, the CM Punk spot as the top babyface to lead that fucking company. He can be the face of AEW. He can have that spotlight. Dude's already main evented WrestleMania. He's already walked out of the main event of WrestleMania with the World Championship. He's done it all in WWE. Look at like a Bryan Danielson. Once you've done it all in WWE, and Chris Jericho had me thinking about this a whole different way because, I'd always kind of thought about it like, you don't want to step down, right? Like, you want to like go out on the best of the best of the best of the best. And clearly WWE is the top company in the whole world. But so like, I was always like, well, AEW would be a step down. Why would you leave WWE? But if you've already done everything, like a Bryan Danielson, and Chris Jericho had said it in one of his many podcasts where he said, my legacy is already set in WWE. I don't know if he quite said that he's already a Hall of Famer, but he's already a Hall of Famer in the WWE. His legacy is set. That'll never be taken away from him. He beat The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night for the world titles. He's main evented WrestleMania, top spot, even though Rock and Hogan that night should have been. Jericho and Triple H were the main event that night. Chris Jericho has done it all. Done it all. So what else hasn't he done? Built a fucking company from the ground up. And sure, it's the B company. But it's the B company that he started with a fuck you to the other guys because they bumped him down the card and they didn't see him where he thought he should be seen. And now look at him. He is the Ring of Jericho champion. Look, we got off on a tangent here. All to say that, what's to say that AEW doesn't steal Seth Rollins away from the WWE. He's already done it all, so it's not, all he needs to do is just do it all more in the WWE. You know, he could be the top guy, but he's gonna have to wait till Roman's done. And even then he's competing with Cody because Cody's hot on his heels. And guess who got Cody his fucking hot start? Seth Rollins. Rollins also talked about that in this interview too. Taking it for the team like a fucking champ right in the ass. Fucking 3 straight losses for Cody Rhodes because he knew the better for the business was to push Cody Rhodes, give him a hot start. So, goddamn, if he hops over to AEW, man, he's already got friends there, good friends there that can get him in. Tony will pay him the fucking money, especially if Punk's gone. There's a big, wide open spot for that kind of talent. And he could be the top guy and have a whole nother run and contribute to the continued success with a fucking good smiley face on it instead of a frowny face like the Punk one ended, you know, with Seth Rollins leading the charge over there. That's just my 2 cents, though. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that he would be a good fit in AEW? Does it sound like him saying that he feels a bit of a chip on his shoulder that he will never be the top guy of a company because of fucking Roman Reigns? So do you think he'll take that opportunity to jump ship? And just to wrap things up here, go check out that interview. It's the best interview you'll hear all week. It was a week for podcasts. Week. It was a week. It was a week for podcast, but this one was a shining star. Ariel Helwani, the fucking king. Seth Rollins, much more respect to you, sir, than I had before going into it. And I'm going to catch you in the next clip.
Oh yeah, thanks for checking out the video. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like it if you liked it. Yeah, and you can check out full episodes each and every Sunday right here on the channel. Oh yeah, dig it.